Three rich men humiliated a waitress. They didn't know she was an undercover cop. The red wine splashed across her white shirt like a wound blooming in slow motion, and the laughter that followed was louder than the shattering dignity in her eyes. Three rich men in tailored blue suits stood around her, smirking, pointing, enjoying the spectacle as if humiliation were just another item on the menu. She stood frozen, tray trembling in her hands, crimson stains dripping down her green vest, her name tag slightly tilted over her pounding heart. In that moment, she looked like just another powerless waitress being mocked by men who believed money made them untouchable. But what they didn't know was that every second of their cruelty was being recorded, and the woman they were humiliating had walked into that restaurant with a badge hidden beneath her apron. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in standing up for those who can't defend themselves, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel Grandma Dearie. Your support helps powerful stories like this reach more hearts. Her name, at least the one on her tag, was Anna. She had tied her curly blonde hair into a loose bun that morning, studying her reflection with steady determination. The uniform felt foreign against her skin, but the mission felt personal. For months, the department had been investigating a sophisticated money laundering operation run by three wealthy businessmen who used their luxury restaurant chain as a front. They were careful, generous in public, philanthropic even. But behind closed doors, the whispers were darker: bribery, exploitation, intimidation. The problem was, no one had been able to catch them in the act. They trusted only their inner circle. They spoke freely only in spaces they believed were beneath notice. Like in front of a waitress. Anna had volunteered for the undercover assignment not just because she was one of the best officers in her unit, but because she remembered her mother coming home in tears after being belittled by wealthy customers at the hotel where she worked. She remembered the exhaustion in her mother's smile, the way she would say, "Some people think tips buy the right to treat you like nothing." That memory burned quietly inside Anna as she stepped into the restaurant that evening, knowing she would have to endure far worse before the night was over. The three men arrived just after sunset, stepping out of a sleek black car, laughter already spilling into the air. They were regulars, known for extravagant spending and louder egos. Expensive watches flashed under golden light as they were seated at the best table on the terrace. Anna approached them with practiced humility, her posture straight but non-threatening, her eyes observant. Every movement was calculated. The tiny camera embedded in her uniform button captured everything. At first, their comments were subtle, condescending smiles, fingers snapping to get her attention, remarks about how she should smile more. Then it escalated. One of them deliberately knocked over his wine glass as she placed the tray down. The deep red liquid soaked into her shirt, dripping down like blood. The man leaned back, feigning innocence, while the others burst into laughter. One pointed at her chest, making a joke about how she finally matched the table decker. Another asked if she even knew how to do her job or if they should find someone more competent. Their laughter wasn't just sound, it was a weapon. Anna felt her cheeks burn, not with shame, but with fury she had trained herself to contain. Her fingers tightened slightly around the tray, but her voice remained steady as she apologized and offered to clean the mess. Inside, her heart pounded with a mix of anger and validation. They were exactly who the investigation suspected, men who believed power meant immunity. As the evening progressed, their arrogance deepened. They drank more, spoke louder, and began discussing things they would never dare mention in a boardroom. They joked about moving money offshore, about bribing officials to ignore inspection reports, about buying silence when necessary. One even bragged about firing an employee who had threatened to expose financial discrepancies. They believed the waitress standing beside them was invisible, insignificant, too small to matter. But Anna heard everything. She endured another hour of insults, of being dismissed with a flick of the hand, of being treated as if her existence served only to refill glasses and absorb cruelty. Each degrading comment cut into her, but she reminded herself of her mother's tired eyes, of every worker who had ever been made to feel small. She reminded herself that justice often required patience. Then came the moment that changed everything. One of the men, emboldened by alcohol, grabbed her wrist as she turned to leave, pulling her slightly off balance. The tray clattered to the ground, glasses shattering at their feet. The terrace fell silent. Other diners stared, uncertain whether to intervene. The man smirked, telling her she should be grateful for their business, that girls like her should know their place. Anna slowly looked up, her expression no longer timid. The fear they had enjoyed seeing was gone, replaced by something unshakable. With calm precision, she freed her wrist and reached into her apron. For a split second, confusion flickered across their faces. Then she revealed her badge. The shift in the air was electric. Conversation stopped entirely. The men's laughter died in their throats as she spoke firmly, identifying herself as a